In Maiden Spirit, the curriculum is designed to really encourage girls, first of all, to be in right relationship with themselves and with others. We share agreements so that our time together is understood to be very sacred. And when anyone is sharing something about the real, how they really feel, who they really are, that they're deeply listened to, respectfully and without judgment. So creating a safe and sacred place for girls to feel free to be able to be themselves with each other, in comparison to some of the ways that they're experiencing relationship on the schoolyard, for example. Another very important skill development that is encouraged in Maiden Spirit is that process of inner dialogue, of being able to go inside and ask these questions: who am I? Where am I? Why am I here? And what am I to do? And continuing to go inside to ask those questions over and over again to discover the deeper and deeper truths of oneself, as well as to be able to access that inner knowing for making choices in the world. Another very important component of Maiden Spirit, since it is a girls' program, is to encourage the development of healthy self-body esteem. Understanding the female body is beautiful and sacred. The female fertility cycle is beautiful and sacred. That it's really great to be a human being in a female body. And so body-centered esteem is another very foundational teaching in this program. And we're just going to make the simple movements to just also just kind of include our body in this intention.
Standing like a tree with my roots dug down, my branches wide and open. Come down the rain, come down the sun, come down the fruit to a heart that is open to be standing like a tree.
And I would say that it really is about learning about the self in the community of young girls, of coming of age, of women, of humanity that is kind of closely kept secret, or somehow that there isn't talked about as part of the norm. And so that's one reason I would really encourage. And I remember years ago reading a book called Circle of Stones, and there was a question in there that said, how different would your life be if when you started your period, your father had celebrated with you? And it happened that we were at the dinner table when Julie started her period, and Stan celebrated with us. And I'm like, her life is never going to be the same because her father celebrated that with her and with us. And so if there's no other reason than to do this program, then that is like, that changes generations. And it allows allows other young girls to really step in their womanhood like it's an honored thing in our culture. And you don't see that very often.
Well, how do you feel about your daughter participating in Maiden Spirit?
Well, I feel very good about it in that it's what she wants to do. And when she brings home the excitement and the balance and just the joy of what she's been doing for that last session, it makes me feel very good, because I see that as a father of a daughter and growing up in today's world and everything, for her to be able to feel confident and to understand herself and her nature and who she is, I think makes me feel good as a dad. I would recommend for dads, for their daughters, is what I see in Maiden Spirit is the opportunity for them as they grow to get the first impression of who they are from themselves, rather than the first impression of who they are from somebody else. And that way, as they go through the world, they'll have that foundation to be able to meet the challenges that they will face, and with confidence and compassion.
For one thing, when they're younger and they're 9 and 10, the relationship is much easier between the parent and the mom and the child. But when they start getting to the age where they have their first moon and they're turning teenagers, then I feel like it's really important that they have a mentor outside of the mom and daughter relationship, that they have somebody that they can trust, that they can talk with, that they can open up to, and also be open to hearing the things that they're not willing to hear from their parent, because that's part of what happens. And so I think that for Maiden Spirit, you have kids of like age, which is great, and then you have mentors, which is awesome, and then you have all these things that are brought into them with the meditation and the learning, doing the arts and just singing and I hear you laughing all the time. I love it. I mean, I love to hear the laughter when I'm sitting in the other room and just knowing that these kids are having so much fun, and you are too, so it's I think for that it's just a gift to the kids.